have Rina Gascon Fulo. She's the project officer for sexual reproductive health and rights at Oxfam Pilipinas. And they have a program that seeks to empower women and girls to secure their sexual reproductive health and rights in disadvantaged and conflict-affected regions in the Philippines. Everybody, please welcome to the stage Rina Gascon Fulo.
Good morning to everybody. I am very happy to be here today. So today I will be talking about gender justice and what we do at Oxfam in the Philippines. So gender inequality is a pervasive form of discrimination. And sometimes we don't even think about it because growing up we have all of these rules and norms and all of these values and beliefs of what it is to be a man and what it is to be a woman. Okay? And these values shape gender norms, and unfortunately it can cause a lot of disadvantages for women and men. So yes, it is quite hard to unlearn something that we grew up with, something that is taught to us at a very young age already. And unfortunately, a lot of women and girls face discrimination the most, they suffer the most, and this is exacerbated in a lot of impoverished communities where women have less resources, less power, and less opportunities to influence with their decision making. Furthermore, women and girls suffer from violence and exploitation in society, within the community, and even within their own homes. And these all contribute to poverty. So at Oxfam, our vision is a world without poverty. We believe in the power of the people for them to be able to influence decisions that affect their lives and enjoy their rights accorded to them as human beings. But we cannot achieve this just world without addressing gender inequality. At Oxfam, as much as possible, we strive to put gender justice at the heart of what we do. We believe that gender justice or gender equality is everybody's responsibility. Whether our project is about financial inclusion, whether it's about humanitarian or peace or disaster, we always put gender justice at the heart of everything that we do. And in a lot of development policies, gender is usually set aside or put as an add-on or as an afterthought. So we envision that in the work that we do, many more women will gain power over their lives through changes in attitudes, ideas, and beliefs about gender relations and increased levels of women's active engagement and critical leadership in institutions, decision-making, and change processes. So one of the new projects of Oxfam in the Philippines is what we call SHE, or Sexual Health and Empowerment, with the support of Global Affairs Canada. So as mentioned a while ago, SHE seeks to empower women and girls to secure their sexual and reproductive health and rights, or SRHR, in 6 disadvantaged and conflict-affected regions of the Philippines, which include Bicol, Eastern Visayas, Caraga, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, Northern Mindanao, and Zamboanga Peninsula. And we work with 8 amazing partners, if you know them, Al Mujadila Foundation, UNIFIL of the Philippines, Women, Tarbilang Foundation, Mayon Integrated Development Alternatives and Services, or MIDAS, Family Planning Organization of the Philippines, Pambansang Koalisyon at Kababaihan sa Kanayunan, or PKKK, Sibog Katauhan Alang Paglambo, or SIKAP, and our national partner, JIPIGO. So the project seeks to promote demand for SRHR, information and services, by transforming these discriminatory social norms. So our partners who understand the community much more than any of us would do, they go down there and they hold their awareness raising activities and they have their mobilizations. So we try to empower them from the individual level, community level, and through our partner Japaigo, we capacitate the health service providers to provide gender-sensitive and youth-friendly services. So why SRHR? Why sexual reproductive health and rights? So in the Philippines, when we talk about sex and sexuality, it is often a taboo topic. Okay? And even saying the words vagina or penis or clitoris or orgasm makes people very uncomfortable. And some laugh it off by replacing these words with Filipino words such as like talong or birdie or flower. So we feel uncomfortable talking about our own bodies. We fear that by discussing sex towards our younger brothers and sisters or daughters and sons, it would lead to experimenting and result in teenage pregnancy. However, when we continue to have this mindset, it only increases the risk of teenage pregnancy, sexual violence, and lowers health-seeking behavior and prevents us from exercising and enjoying our rights. Fulfilling SRHR is not only a health issue, it is a social, economic, and development issue. In many parts of the Philippines, we find a lot of young women marrying at an early age because for economic survival means. A lot of young teenage girls who are pregnant often have to quit school or leave school to care for their children. A lot of LGBT people suffered from discrimination and bullying in schools and in jobs, so they have lack of access or they have limited options to jobs. Okay. So how can we expect women and girls to make decisions over social, political, and economic aspects of their life when they do not have the decision to control their own bodies? So in the Philippines, 16.5% of women have unmet family needs, while girls have 27.9%. In the SHE projects, it is higher at 32.3%, which shows that in these disadvantaged areas, they even have less access to these services. And in the Philippines as a whole, 9% of girls have already begun childbearing. And there is no wonder why we have one of the highest rate of teenage pregnancy in the Philippines. And the sad reality is many of these teenagers suffered from sexual violence or from rape and resulted to pregnancy. So with the SHE project and with the work of our amazing partners from the 6 regions, we hope to transform these social norms and promote a more positive approach to SRHR, and we hope to empower individuals and educate the community and capacitate service providers. So to end my speech, as I have mentioned, gender equality is everybody's responsibility. To quote an article that I wrote and was recently published, I stated that we need to remove the veil of stigma and shame and instead view our bodies and our sexuality as a site of empowerment where consent is valued, pleasure is acceptable, and sexual health and satisfaction are achieved. This is what it takes to transform our bodies from a site of shame to a site of power. This is gender justice. Thank you.